This video will help you to complete the cattle ranching section of your Westward Expansion Flipped Notes. As you watch the video, make sure to follow along on your note sheet, filling in any blanks. Feel free to pause the video to give yourself more time. Cattle ranchers and cowboys on the Great Plains had difficult, lonely, and dangerous lives. They would be on the plains with their cattle for over 2 months at a time, herding cows to major railroad centers. Because of these difficulties, cowboys often drank and gambled to let off steam between herding jobs. While not working, these cowboys went to dance halls, restaurants, and saloons in the boom cities of the West. These cowboys came from various backgrounds, with a third of them being African American, Mexican American, or Spanish American. When cowboys were herding, they took the long drive from Texas up to railroad centers in Kansas. The long drive consisted of cowboys herding cattle across the Great Plains. This was a 2-month adventure of herding over 3,000 cows at a time. Cowboys would use different trails to move their cattle, which sometimes led to conflict with farmers on the plains. If farmers didn't mark their territory with fences or barbed wire, cattle would graze wherever they wanted, eating grass and crops along the way. This difficult lifestyle was worth it for cowboys. Millions of cattle, also called longhorns, were being raised for people in the East. With large populations in crowded eastern cities, people there needed more food. Individual cows were worth $4 in the West, but could be sold for $40 in the East. Unfortunately, most of the profit went to the people who owned the cows, not the cowboys. Their job was just to move the cows. This booming industry led to the development of cow towns, which had major railroad stops where cattle could be shipped east. Women played a large role in these towns, running hotels, restaurants, and doing laundry for the cattle ranchers. As time went on, the cattle industry started to decline. With more cows being raised, prices fell. There were too many cattle on the open range, and the business was no longer that profitable. Harsh weather on the Great Plains caused cattle to freeze in the winter, while hot weather burned grass so cattle had no food in the summer. Many farmers were upset about cows eating their crops, so they adapted and marked their territory with barbed wire. Then, as railroads grew, it became easier to transport animals by rail, ending the long drive across the plains. You've now finished the cattle ranching section of your flip notes. Make sure to complete the other sections as well.